Mark had never seen animals behave strangely before, but then a huge bear appeared and started coming to his house every day. It would look at the man and then return to the forest, as if it wanted him to follow. Mark never paid much attention to it, but one day he decided to satisfy his curiosity and was shocked by what he discovered. It was a new beginning for Mark and his family, who had moved to a new house near the forest. Mark loved nature and wanted his children to be as close to it as possible, so he was very pleased with his new home. The first 2 days in the new house went wonderfully, with the parents taking long walks and the children running around happily. Everything was going so well that Mark was sure he had made the right decision. But one day, his children woke him up and dragged him downstairs to see something. In the yard was a huge bear. It was no secret that there were wild animals in that part of the forest. Mark had been told that they sometimes approached houses because they smelled food or wanted to rummage through the trash. It's worth noting that Mark's house was mostly made of glass, but the architects were well aware of the area, so the glass was fully reinforced. The bear definitely wouldn't be able to get inside. Mark explained this to his children, as it was actually a great opportunity to see a bear up close without any risk. When they approached to get a better look, the bear seemed to greet them. It seemed like the bear was calling them to come closer, and they did. But when they took a couple of steps forward, the bear suddenly jumped up and headed into the forest. When the predator had gone a little deeper into the forest, it turned to look at them. It seemed like it wanted them to follow. Mark was surprised by the animal's strange behavior but brushed it off. The next time they noticed the bear was when Bella, Mark's wife, went downstairs to the kitchen in the morning for a glass of warm milk. She was alarmed to see the bear. Mark and the children told her they had seen it before, but she thought they were joking. Now Bella knew it was true and was furious with Mark. How could they stay in that house knowing the bear was coming to them? After the bear's third visit, Mark realized the predator wasn't coming for no reason. So he decided to wait by the glass door the next morning. The bear appeared again and did the same thing as before. It was clear the bear wanted to be followed. But why? Something inside Mark was telling him to follow the animal, so he decided to trust his intuition. When Mark approached the door, the bear ran into the forest and then stopped, waiting for the man to follow. As you can imagine, Mark was very nervous when he left the house, so he kept some distance between himself and the predator. This was easy because every time Mark followed, the bear moved forward. Maybe it needed help? But what if the bear was just leading him deep into the forest to attack? Mark followed the bear for 15 minutes, and the longer he did, the more his curiosity grew. He really wanted to know what was going on. The trail the bear was following seemed to lead through the forest, but they didn't need to clear a path to move forward. It seemed like someone or something had already passed through, clearing the way. To Mark's surprise, the further they went, the more signs he saw that people had been there. This area wasn't as untouched as the one they had just come from. Suddenly, Mark realized where they were heading. In the distance, he saw a wooden cabin. It was his neighbor's, but since the houses in the area were secluded, they hadn't met yet. Everyone lived quite far apart, so getting to know the neighbors was a bit more difficult. He only knew that a man lived in that cabin. But what did this man have to do with it? Mark couldn't understand what was happening. But he was a little glad the bear had led him there. Maybe the neighbor could help him get away from the bear or scare the animal so he could return home. But when Mark got closer to the cabin, he heard his neighbor shouting from inside, and the bear was banging on the garage door. Suddenly, the garage door opened, and then Mark saw another bear lying on the garage floor. So that's what had upset the bear. The animal in the garage was breathing heavily, and it was obvious it was in bad shape. It was a small bear, which made Mark think the bear that had led him here was its mother, and the animal in the garage was her cub. While the animals were reuniting, Mark hurried to the neighbor to find out what had happened. About an hour ago, the man had found the sick cub in the forest. He assumed the mother had abandoned it, so he took the cub home. He planned to take it to the vet because it seemed the cub wouldn't survive in the wild alone. Then Mark understood what the mother bear had been looking for. She had left her cub in the forest while searching for Mark. That's why she was so desperate for him to follow her and why she wouldn't let him go back. In the end, Mark and his neighbor managed to bring a vet to help the animals. The mother bear was taken to a temporary shelter while the cub was treated. Once the cub recovered, both were released. Mark and his family still see these bears from time to time. The last time they saw them, the bears looked healthy and well. The mother bear no longer comes to Mark's house to greet him, which is great for everyone. He was glad he could help her but was also relieved it was over. It's always amazing when animals, especially wild ones, seek help from humans.